there comes a point in everyone's life where you start to ask yourself the big questions of life. Why do I exist? Why am I here? Why am I specifically here? Why am I the way I am? How did I become like this? I asked myself these questions too, and honestly, I was about to give up. In fact, I was abandoning the idea of ever finding these answers to these questions. In fact, I was about to end my life. But let's go step by step, okay? So, my name is Raffaele or Raphael, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably answer it anyway. I was born and raised in Italy in a Catholic Christian family. I'm currently studying economics and business at university, even if studying is a big word here. And my courses caused me to face a lot of struggles and stress because I wanted to do something else. In fact, I wanted to go to a school for comics and manga, becoming a mangaka while sharing my drawings and my journey here on YouTube. I wanted also on YouTube to share my opinions on anime, manga, reviews, analysis, critiques, all this kind of stuff. I was even considering of so basically I was considering of becoming an art teacher, and I also had and currently have a bigger dream, which is to have like an animation studio for myself. Maybe it sounds a bit childish. Maybe it's a bit childish for a dream, but that's what I have in my heart, what I had and still have in my heart. So, but I didn't felt free to pursue it, So I felt like I was forced to follow what I had to follow. Especially because my parent wasn't exactly, let's say, wasn't exactly convinced about this path. In fact, he wanted something safer for me. And then it came this one exam from in microeconomics. Sorry, it was the second time that I was pursuing this exam, and I failed for the second time. And I felt horrible. On my way home on the bus, I was seriously starting to thinking which floor to jump from. Because let's be honest, from the first floor, it wouldn't do much. um, I'm smiling, making joke for not crying. But before doing anything, I went into my room and I cried so much that basically there was a lake with birds everywhere. This lake of basically all my tears, and in the middle of this lake there was me who was crying and praying, and my first ever pray was a mixture of crying and praying. But basically, my prayer was something like, God, please, if you're here, if you're listening to me, um, help me, save me, please. Now, to those who think that since I was raised in a Christian family, I was a Christian, or I was like brainwashed to be a Christian, which is a weird thing, but okay. I want to make you all notice that me and God never had this kind of relationship. I think we never had one. At the very least, He wanted to, but I didn't. So I was keeping or ignoring Him. For me, Jesus was like a cultural figure. I mean, I saw him as a good man, a respectable person, someone to look up to. But mostly, it was something that I learned about in religion class. So it was not really that deep. In fact, I used to go to church because my parents took me there. But I was doing like basically just Easter and Christmas. This. So I guess it was like, I was kinda in the middle between a cultural Christian and a skeptical, agnostic kind of way. I don't really know how to put it in another a better way. But maybe I was even agnostic. I thought maybe God exists, maybe he doesn't, maybe it's not the Christian God. Who knows, basically. And basically, I saw him more as a mythical historical person. I mean, this person exists, but maybe not everything that I heard about him is true, all this kind of stuff. But that night, when I finished praying and crying, I felt something. I felt a hand, a literal physical hand. Now, I'm not making any joke or prank, it's literally true. I felt a hand on my back as if someone was telling me, don't be afraid, I am here. Maybe I even felt like a voice telling me this, but I'm not entirely sure about this. So, what I do know is that when I raised my head, okay, I was here. I was here. And I was praying, okay? Then I raised my head towards the Jesus picture there, and I started crying even more. But this time it was different because I was crying while being half sad, half happy. I felt like I was reborn. This, although anyway, happened uh, in mid July of last year. And now I'm here asking help from my fellow Christians who are listening to me. Because I feel like I'm going backwards. I feel like my spirit wants to return to God, but my body, my flesh doesn't want to anymore. So I don't spend time like with him like I used to. I lost fire. I lost the desire to return to him the way I had in the beginning. So what I think I'm trying to say is that I need your prayers, and if someone can give me some advice, or I don't know, maybe an accountability partner. I don't know. I don't have money, but I don't know how to say it. I have to put it in a more uh, cooler way. But I need your prayers and your advices. If you want, ask more questions to give. I don't know, more precise answers, then you can just ask in the comments, and I will answer it as soon as possible. And I mean, I think basically that's it. From that day forward, I became a fully practicant Christian. For now, I still don't have a denomination of myself because I'm reading Catholic theology, I'm reading Orthodox theology, I'm reading Anglican, Calvinism, and In my view, I think that there is not a denomination who is 100% correct, but I want to feel like I belong to some certain group, you know. So for now, I'm a non-denominational Christian, but I want to identify myself with some kind of group. I want to feel something, but I guess that's it. I know my story isn't particularly extraordinary. It's not something like David Hood testimony. It's not something like Apostle Prophet um, testimony. It's not like this incredible story, but maybe that's what makes this world beautiful. It's strange, it's messy, and weird. A bit like me.